And I'm actually going to go ahead and mine that. Ah! Uh-oh! So, yeah, looks like these creatures did not appreciate me doing that. Um... Woohoo! So, yeah, one of the drawbacks of using these is that a lot of bad things can happen when you try to steal potential energy from dark gods. They will sometimes just strike you with lightning, other times they will summon a bunch of shadow monsters to try and kill you. Eh. Whoop. Okay. Excuse me while I eat. So, I recommend not staying close while you're doing your energy gathering, because it seems to only trigger if you're standing near. And it's not always shadow beasts like this. This is actually the first time that shadow beast spawns. Usually lightning just strikes you and you get a random debuff. Sometimes that debuff can actually be pretty detrimental. Like one time I got Poison, Wither, and then Corellium Plague, which I had no idea what that was. But, oh crap, I might actually die. I'm not paying attention. Okay. Stop it. Okay. This is all the big ones, so it's just the small ones left. Yeah. Well, at least I'm getting more shadow gems. Wow, that's a lot of shadow gems. Okay. Some in here. Okay, so I'm going to just put this down here, and then I'm going to leave because Necronomicon is full, and I'll just let the Elder Gods rage up there while I'm not there. I think the most detrimental to the structure, one time they just destroyed 1 or 2 blocks, so I would just check every once in a while to make sure it's still standing. Yep, just heard lightning strike again. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could upgrade this energy pedestal right here. Now, besides invoking the wrath of the Elder Gods for energy, there are some other ways, like a sacrificial altar. And we also have some energy relays, and I'll get to those in a moment. But let's first of all get our sacrificial altar. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it first. And you can upgrade the sacrificial altar in the same way that you upgrade the pedestal. So again, you use shadow gem shards, corallium, pearls, cobblestone, and darkstone cobblestone. And in fact, all the potential energy upgrades will require this same item recipe. It's just the component you put into the center is going to be different. And it's going to need quite a bit of potential energy from your Necronomicon. Oh, let me on fire. Okay. So, Overworld Sacrificial Altar. As you might have guessed, sacrificial altars require you to, well, make a sacrifice. In this case, sacrificial altars love non-hostile mobs and non-undead mobs. If you put it down and have a animal nearby, it'll start smoking. And if you then kill said animal, the animal's health will be then transferred to the sacrificial altar as potential energy. So the higher the health of the animal is, the more energy the pedestal gets, or the sacrificial altar gets. And you want to make sure you kill the one that's smoking, because that's the only focused sacrifice. And it doesn't matter what you kill it with, as long, if you use a shovel. And it also doesn't matter what animals you use, but again, it depends on how much health the animal has. And because horses have the highest health of passive mobs, it's best to just use those. And so we can just slap on our Necronomicon. And let's see, we right now have 4,665. And pick it up. And you can see we already have a lot more in there. If I mine it, you can also see, so it has a lot more. However, it is quite slow. While it is technically the most economic, because you can just breed animals as a renewable resource, yeah, it is quite a slow process. Alright. Now, let's see. Ooh. That didn't sound good. Let me just take a look upstairs. Oh. Yep, nope, not dealing with that. So it spawned a Shoggoth up there, and I'm just going to let that sit up there and despawn, because again, the Shoggoths can destroy blocks. But as long as you don't, go into direct line of sight, they don't aggro you. Okay. Yeah, I have some piranhas trying to nip at my heels. Okay, well. So there were some other energy relays that I also had in there, which are honestly not that important. You can use energy relays to essentially beam your energy to somewhere else, but you have to make then a network of those, and it's a huge ordeal. I really don't recommend it. Just use what you need. But yeah, so the next step would be to make our beneath teleporter. And we almost have everything we need. We, let's see, look right here. So we almost have everything. We need a blank teleporter, which we can make from this recipe. And for that we need an apprentice blood orb, and that requires us to have a tier 2 blood altar with 5,000 life points. So our next step is going to be to make our blood altar tier 2. And that's one of the reasons why we needed our little blood orb. No, I'm just going to put all this away. Okay, so in our sanguine sign team, that we get all the instructions. To upgrade our altar, we have to make blank runes, which you make you first of all need a blood orb to make it. You also then need, I believe all of that's just chiseled. I think it just works either with regular cobblestone or smooth stone. But you will need blank slates as well. And if we look up how to make those, will it show us the recipe? Yep. So you make a blank slate by putting a smooth stone into the blood altar with 1,000 life points, and that turns it into a blank slate. I'm going to grab some stones real quick. Dum. Oh, need an empty hand, I guess, to pick it up. Okay, so we got ourselves 2 little blank slates. And with our blood orb, should make a blank rune. Oh, there we go. Huh, that's weird. So it does take some energy, but I guess you have to manually make this recipe. You can't rely on the... Alright, so I went ahead and made myself 9 of these blank runes. And it says you only need 8, but just to make sure, or just be safe, I made 9. And you just put them down and then put the blood altar on top. So it's kind of almost like a little beacon. And then this upgrades your blood altar to tier 2. And then with this tier 2, you should be able to make a apprentice blood orb with a Corallium pearl. And that'll take a lot more poking. So time to fill it up. Alright, let's see if that was enough. Done a lot of poking, and hopefully it'll be enough to turn our Corallium pearl into an apprentice blood orb, which can store more blood. Oof, those elder gods sure are mad that I'm stealing their energy. Might be a good idea to make those altars a little bit further away from your base, just so that the random bad effects from them don't mess with you too much. Haha, it was enough. Okay, awesome. So, we got our apprentice blood orb now. And it functions the same as the other, the weak blood orb. Hurts you a little bit and then also stores some internal blood. What's that smell? It's blood. But now we are able to make our teleporter. So, blank teleporter, which will require a block of coal, black dye powder, and then a block of copper, bronze, and tin. And I believe you have to put these in a press. Yep. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Alright. Put the press. And there you go. Oh. Here we got one. And the second one. And the black dye powder, I believe you just get from, you know, any black flowers you put in there. Alright. Gonna have to make some more room. Oh, everything's filling up. There we go, got that, that, and here we go. Don't need any of that. And then the last ingredient was black dye powder. Yep, there it is. Okay. Dip, dip. Dup, dup. Copper, tin, bronze, and a Corellium pearl. Wait, where's the pearl? Ah. There we go, okay. So, pearl, metal, 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 block of coal, black dye, and stone. Ha! Hooray! A blind teleporter. Okay, we are so very close. Okay, just a little bit more. Monolith stone, coal dust, monolith stone, and these weird funky items. So, the demonic will you get from just killing animals that you have hit with a snare, or I should say mobs that you've hit with a snare, and then you capture their soul, or their will. And that is part of the blood magic. But since we already have some, I don't need any more. Okay, so very close. Fence gate. Gunpowder. Goes. Wait, yeah, here, on the bottom. Coal dust, here. And then monolith stone. Where's the monolith stone? Oh no, I forgot the monolith stone. The most important ingredient. Did I have in here? No. Just more cobblestone. Boing. Monolith stone. There it is. There we go. And again, for every ritual, we use our Necronomicon and shift right click. Ah! And you get hit with lightning. And we have our Beneath Teleporter! Hooray! But we don't actually get the achievement yet. It wants us to go to the Beneath, and that's when we pop the achievement. So, now that we have the teleporter, you just have to find yourself a nice little location on where to place it. And I think this will go right here. Okay, and let's go. Shift click? No? What's happening? No? Huh? It's not working, but why? Okay. Well then, this is an issue. Ah! It's dark. What happened? Ow! Something bit me. Okay, that was some serious delay. Oof. And I'm in a tiny little room. Okay, this is a lot different from how the Beneath usually is. Yeah. So, for those who have not been to the Beneath before, the Beneath dimension is essentially like the Nether, except that it's all just cobblestone. And, well, you get to go dig a lot. However, there's no sunlight. It's very dark. Unlike the Nether, there's no ambient light. Torches are, well, they're just as effective, but the spawning rate of creatures is much higher. And similar to the hunting dimension, monsters have more health and also have more damage, but slightly better loot. And the reason you heard some weird gurgling is that the darkness is actually an entity here. If you are in the dark for too long, you will start to have both auditory and visual hallucinations, where you'll start hearing voices, you'll start seeing hands on your screen, and maybe even be attacked by the Gru. And that can also kill you. So while you're in the Beneath, you always want to make sure to have everything well lit. Not only to, ensure mobs don't spawn where you don't want them, but also because otherwise it's very likely that you'll die. Alright, well, now that we've, discovered the Beneath, let's see. Oh yeah, we got ourselves some more parts. Awesome. Or more advancements. But I think I'm going to leave it here for this episode. Let's see, hopefully the teleporter, yep. So I think it was just because it had to create that dimension for the first time that it was lagging so hard. Hopefully it won't always lag that much, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll try to get more advancements through for the next time, but it took quite a bit to get all this part, and it's not that easy having to figure out how all these things work. So hope you did learn something, and it keeps you interested in this mod pack. And I hope you also stick around for the next video. Goodbye.